How's it, chums? After nearly a decade of development, CD Projekt RED's self-proclaimed masterpiece Cyberpunk 2077 was finally released in December 2020 to some pretty mixed results. For many old-gen console players, there were so many game-breaking bugs that a lot of them really they couldn't handle it anymore. It got too much. So much so that even Sony decided, you know what, take your money back, and issued refunds. And that rarely ever happens because Sony's like, that girl. Since then, some fixes have been made to the game's overall performance, with the Edge Runners update being the most recent one to date. We got new guns, new clothes, new melee weapons, a new wardrobe feature, and we're now able to go to any Ripper dock we want and change the way that we look, instead of just having to focus on that at the very beginning of the game. But I'm sure you're wondering why I'm talking about all of this, and quite frankly, so am I, because it's been pretty overdue, I'm not gonna lie. The thing that draws me in, apart from, the immaculate storytelling and the most likable characters I've ever seen in any game, is basically the music. Oh, okay, well, wait, real quick. I am gonna spoil some of it, so if you haven't played the game or have, seen Edge Runners, I'm probably gonna spoil something there, and yeah, you've been warned. If you ain't heard me, you missing out. You play as V, a mercenary who, after a heist that went horribly wrong, dies and comes back to life, but with a limited amount of time left as an implant in their brain with the personality construct belonging to Johnny Silverhand, played by the lovable Keanu Reeves, overwrites your brain. Your main objective is to not only find a safe way to get the implant out of your head, but also to avoid it killing you slowly as your character's personality merges with Silverhand's. Now, in this game, each mission is known as a gig. While a good chunk of them further the narrative of the game, others help build the relationships between V and the other supporting characters, including one where you kinda have to take somebody to a Ripper dock to get his dick fixed.
Hey you! I gotta get to a Ripper, man! I'll pay you!
Yeah. I mean, I didn't say the game was perfect. That one was weird. Now, when you first step into Night City, there's a kind of dystopian capitalist vibe that goes on. It's basically a city that has promise of, wealth and prosperity, but only to those who take matters into their own hands. In between all that capitalistic doom and gloom, players have the opportunity to drive around and just hang out in certain areas, and of course can listen to the radio. Doi. No matter your personal taste, Night City has a station for you. From the dirge's grungy hip-hop bangers, Body Heat's take on pop music for the future, Royal Blues' soothing and immortal jazz, and Radio Pajak's ear-thumping techno that transports you to some dingy but classy European club, you get it all, like everything. There's something for everybody, Many of the songs have been carefully curated by CDPR and features the musical stylings of A$AP Rocky, Run the Jewels, South Africa's own Young Blackrock, and even Grimes, who lends her voice to Night City's silver-skinned pop superstar, Lizzy Wizzy.
A grim reminder that a person is merely a collection of bytes that can be copied, reproduced.
CDPR has thought of pretty much every single detail in their game, and honestly, close to 10 years of development, it shows, quite frankly. But if anything, it's the game's soundtrack that gives us an intimate feel into V's life as well as the lives of everybody around them. The soundtrack, created by these three human beings, feels like an adrenaline rush on crack for a lot of the action-packed moments in the game. This combination of orchestral, rock, and electronic music come together and achieve a symbiosis like nothing you've ever heard in any game that has come out. From the first gig involving you and your friend Jackie Wells rescuing a woman who has been trafficked by scavengers, to your botched heist that leads to most parties involved dying, including Jackie Wells, as well as the final battle that determines your fate moving forward, we're constantly bombarded by a sound that feels like the personal soundtrack of every Night City merc. Looking at character motifs, Johnny Silverhand is a particular one that is ear-catching and aggressive as it is mysterious. It's as though the motif tells us that he may be well known among samurai fans and mercenaries alike, but there's more that he doesn't let anybody in on, making him a lot more mysterious than we, the player, are initially aware of. Adding to it is the fact that it is mostly played on the electric cello by none other than the infamous Tina Guo. And if you've seen any movie that has a Hans Zimmer score in it, you bet your ass she's gonna be there with that electric cello. On the other hand, the smaller, more intimate moments in between all the action are what I treasure the most. We're introduced to Panam Palmer and the Elder Caldos with a motif that feels like home, like chosen family, a family that V has the option to choose in the end. When we get into what Judy's life was like before she moved to Night City, we hear a tune that feels warm yet cold, nostalgic but hopeful, as though we're reflecting on the past and looking forward to the future. Hell, even River Ward has a soundscape that feels as though we've achieved something, which we do if we decide to befriend or romance him when we find out his eldest nephew has been taken to a ranch and treated like cattle. All those stories give the game a lot more meaning, and the music further amplifies that. Even though you're given the opportunity to navigate Night City on your own, the composers make you feel like you're better off with the help of the people you meet along the way. Regardless of the life path you start out with, the people you meet will shape how you make decisions, and if the Netflix series Edgerunners has taught me anything about Night City, it's that the only way you can make it to the top is together. So I figured for the last part I may as well kind of give you guys an anecdote into what Cyberpunk 2077 has done for me. During the height of the pandemic, I kind of felt a bit lost. And quite frankly, when the game came out, amidst all the bugs and everything, it did still bring a sense of calm to me. And, you know, it's ironic to think about it, especially when you see just how, you know, tense the game can actually be. You know, you never really think about that kind of stuff, but this game kind of helped me in many ways more than one. The stories that we get to see as we navigate through Night City, you know, are very real. In as much as it's a game, it feels very real. You know, there's nothing quite like Cyberpunk 2077. It's flashy, you know, it's gratuitous, it's oftentimes lewd at best, but fuck, I couldn't have it any other way. Quite frankly, I'm excited about the next steps that they're gonna take. I'm excited about the Phantom Liberty DLC that we're gonna get. I'm definitely going to grab it when it comes out. But as far as things go, quite frankly, I'm proud. I'm proud of what CDPR has done, and I'm proud of the fact that, you know, this game has kind of changed my life in some way that it's basically indescribable, you know?
Starting today, it's not all on your back. You're no longer alone, V. You'll get used to it. It's nice.
But yeah, let me just smile for a bit, cause wow. I'm not doing that again.
Yeah.